take that test? No, bro. Anyways, we are gonna make a tier list for offlane heroes because we only play offlane here. And I'm the best offlaner in the game, obviously. All right, number 1, Yuri, broken, woo! Champ, infinite cooldowns if you're hitting your abilities, does HP percent base damage. Broken hero, best offlaner in the game, by far. Second, we will go. Oh man, we'll go Zarus again. We'll go Zarus. Yeah, where is he? Where that lizard at? We'll make it because it's ease of use. Am I tweaking, bro? Where's this character at? There he is. Tweak. Zarus. Yeah. Has everything you need in a kit. You got damage mitigation, you have a stun, you got a dash, you got attack speed buff, you got poke, you have scaling potential, and you have a cage ultimate that helps in team fights. Great character. Third, I want to put Crunch there, but I don't pay no attention to the words here. I'm just doing S-A-B. I don't think they need a nerf or buff. Yuri definitely needs a nerf, but other than that. Yeah. Third, let's do... I think Crunch, dude. I think Crunch is a legitimate top 3. Just because I can see him beating out the other characters below him. Also has everything you need in a character, has some of the best versatility. The shop is, you know, the sky, you know how they say the sky is the limit? The shop's your limit on this character. You can buy whatever item you want because he's hybrid. You can get extremely creative with his abilities. I think people don't use his empowered dash enough. It's basically a Sev ult on cooldown, much shorter cooldown. So you can shove your opponent into towers, you know, displace them. Obviously, you got great CC for team fights. For all the people who say, Crunch sucks, Crunch is bad. Bro, you're just bad at him. Be for real. Like, oh, CC hurts him. Build anti-CC items, Legacy, Broken Will. Every character is hurt by CC. Like, what? Anyways. But yeah, Crunch, I think he's 3rd best offlaner right now. 4th, I want to go Bale. Let's just go Bale. Where is he at? Reason being, easy to play. Not much to think about with this character. Wait for your abilities. Go in. Fight when your 2 is up. When it's down, don't fight. You got great catch up with your 1 and your 3%. Pen on your 3. Movement speed. Stun. Very good ultimate. One of my favorite ultimates in the game. Just because, for those who don't know, if you ult someone under their tower when they're low health, you go so high in the sky that the tower doesn't aggro on you, so you don't take tower shots. So you can get those surprise kills in the 1v1 and offlane. You know, when they're low under a turret and you're like, oh, this guy's not going to die me. And then you dive him and ult him, and then he's dead, and you're not getting hit by tower. Very good ultimate for the 1vs. And just a good ultimate in general. Like, the utility of it, you can take someone out of a fight. If you pick the ult dog, it's on like a 20% extra cooldown. Plus you can grab multiple people in it, dealing percent HP damage. Such a good ultimate. 4th, let's put, where is he? Fourth, let's put Aron. Overall, very good bruiser. Kind of one-dimensional. You know, you're just chucking your abilities, but you could say that about every character in this game. Almost every character in this game. You know, you got sustain, you got an execute, you got mobility. For such a big beefy boy, he's got a lot going for him. I like this character a lot. You can do a lot with him. But yeah, you're just rotating your abilities, poking your opponent in lane, trying to out-sustain them with your RMB. I think you will always want to go physical Aron right now. I don't think magical Acheron's broken besides release Acheron. But yeah. Another, I think Yin, dude. Yin is such a sleeper. She has her counters, though. She's got hard counters. Same thing with Acheron, honestly. Because here's the thing. Yin beats the shit out of Acheron because she can reflect his fireball. Honestly, yeah. Yin beats the shit out of Acheron because you can reflect his fireball, and that's like Acheron's main source of damage. The only way Acheron's getting a kill on Yin is if she's poorly positioned in the 1v1. Or if he gets an ult off and she's, you know, like I said, poorly positioned. That's the only time Acheron kills this champ. Otherwise, you're playing Yin and you're free scaling against a character in lane. Like, what more can you ask for if you're playing Yin? Get farm, get tower gold, take their jungle for free because Acheron can't kill you. But yeah. And that's how it's going to work for most of the champs past A tier. Yin also beats Bale, but it's a little more finesse. Plus you don't have an ult that deals damage and he does, so that's the only reason I'm gonna keep him up there, because it's a little bit easier for Bale sometimes. The way you beat Bale as Yin is you reflect his one. Whenever he checks out his third slash of that ability, you use RMB and, you know, it sends the stun right back at Bale, and, you know, you're just slapping him from a distance because he can't catch up to you. Only reason I put her above is just because it's easier to play Bale than Yin. But yeah. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Most of these characters below here are pretty interchangeable in my opinion. Like, it's whatever you feel like playing, honestly. Like, I think this top 5 here, best offlaners right now, in my opinion. Let's see. Let's get all the offlaners in here just so we can see them, because I don't like looking. I consider Kai an offlaner. I don't like looking down to this list and seeing characters that aren't offlaners in it and like, oh, I can't see them. You rarely see Wukong anymore in offlane, but we'll keep him there. We'll leave out Mori, I think. Mori's good against tanks. If you're not a tank, you're getting slammed by a Bale or Acheron or one of these guys in lane. Serath, you don't really see much more of anymore. I like Eden. Eden's pretty fun. Ooh. I'll put Eden right here. She can go higher, but it depends on, you know, how you're dodging people's abilities and such. Yeah. It depends if you're dodging abilities and such. And Aurora. I think that's mostly all the offlaners that I've been playing. But yeah. All right. Who's next? Rampage. Kind of gets slammed by everyone above here. I think he's definitely a C tier, maybe even D tier, but we're gonna put him in C tier for now because we got all the champs in D tier. Sevarog? These characters beat the shit out of Sev. Sev can beat Bale. I've seen that. I've done it. So there is a world where you beat Bale as Sev. You don't beat Crunch. You don't really beat Zarus at majority of the game. Late game, you can outscale Zarus, but even then, Zarus is still scaling with you, so I'm gonna keep him here. Sev is okay. I like him. He's fun to play if you're in a stacking mood. Very safe pick. If your team needs a tank, you know, he's a good go-to. Sev is Sev right now. He used to be broken in earlier patches, but I think this patch he's okay. I think majority of the other characters benefit more from their new items compared to Sev's new items, right? That's the reason why I think Sev is a little worse, is because I think bruiser items in general and assassin items are a lot stronger than the tank options. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Sev. Steel. Interesting character. I'll put him below Sev just because this character's wave clear is so bad. I hate playing Steel in lane and having to clear wave. You can counteract that by building Fist of Razul and Fire Blossom, but the fact that you need to build an item to help clear, and by when I say clear, I mean like this character sucks at clearing if you don't fucking have anything for him. You know, generally you want an item for clear early, but like, it's hard to do stuff when your opponent is perma-shoving wave and you can't clean your wave up as quick as they can. That's the only reason I don't like Steel lane. Team fights, pit fights, everything else, great. But yeah, the new item on him, I forget what it's called, but it's the book where it does % damage when you stun someone. Great item on Steel. I like that. I like Steel right now. It's just the wave clear. I hate it. Only reason I'm putting him below Sev. What up, TJ? Kai. Funny character. Can he beat any of the people above him? Not really. I feel like Steel, even then, Steel can just peel himself away from him every time, so you're not really killing him. This matchup, you're not really killing anyone, honestly. Kai's okay. He's a gimmick character. It's fun to play him if the opponent doesn't know what they're doing, but as soon as they get anti-heal, or if they have better abilities than you, then you're kind of fucked. Plus, very gankable. All these other characters can escape ganks pretty easily. Even Ramp, more so than Kai. But if you just gank a Kai and one of you has anti-heal, this thing's gonna die, right? So, Countess. Funny enough, I think Countess beats Kai, or Kai beats Countess, because you can cleanse and ult Countess whenever she tries to ult you. I don't see Countess beating any of these other characters. Steel, you can even wall her E to make it more difficult. But Countess has better wave clear than Steel, so I'd put her above Steel. I don't know, it's weird. Kai can beat Countess. It's just you gotta, you know, cancel her ult with your ult when you cleanse an ult. Weird matchup. And there's those matchup specifics for all these characters except for these top four, and that's the reason why top four. Why are we buffing Countess? Ignore this. Oh, can I get rid of this? Oh, I can. I can. That's so hype. I didn't know I could edit these. But yeah, this was just a template. A template that I found. But yeah, who we on? Feng Mao? Ooh, I love Feng Mao. Feng Mao beats the shit out of Bale because you can Q his ult, you can dash his ult, you can. Ooh. See, here's the matchup though. Like Feng Mao beats the shit out of Bale if you play it right. You just basically dodge his one with your one, like block his one with your shield. Like Feng Mao just beats the shit out of Bale. These other characters though, he's better than Sev for sure. I'd say you can beat Countess because you have a bubble. And you can cleanse and bubble her ult. Going D2's crazy work. I'm just putting them here. This is my pool. This isn't like the actual D tier. This is just my pool. Because I didn't want to look at the rest of the characters below. I think Feng Mao is pretty decent right now. I don't think he's better than Yuri. Whoa. You can block Yuri's dash. So Feng Mao honestly is very good against the top characters. It's weird how it works, but Feng Mao against an Aron would struggle. Feng Mao against Eden would struggle. Against Yin, it's whoever snowballs quicker. Because I've seen a Feng Mao dash on a Yin and not deal enough damage to fully kill her, so then Yin just out DPS's Feng Mao. And I've also seen it vice versa, where the Feng Mao does dash on the Yin and instantly deletes her because she's behind. So that's a gimmick. For matchup sake, I'd probably just put Feng Mao ahead just because it's a little easier. But yeah, Feng Mao is... Yeah, dude, fuck it. Feng Mao's pretty good. Feng Mao's pretty good, bro, now that I think about it. Because he can outplay these characters a little bit. He beats the shit out of Bale. Crunch, he can block his empowered abilities. But you know, even then, Crunch can just get a dash up and knock him up, all that stuff. He only has one spell shield. Meanwhile, you are getting your abilities really quick, especially with the addition of the newer items where it reduces your cooldown. Only reason why Crunch is above him. But yeah, and Feng Mao can beat Yuri. It's just, you know, Yuri's Yuri. Zarus has better sustain. You can escape his cage, but I don't think you're really outboxing a Zarus efficiently enough where you can kill him unless the Zarus is really bad at the game. But yeah, that's what I think of Feng Mao. Feng Mao's really good right now. He's just always banned. Greystone. He beats Kai. Better than Steel. I'd take a Greystone over a Countess. Here, it's a little iffy. Yeah. Wukong D tier? No, this is just my champ pool. Yeah. I didn't want to look at the characters all down here, so I just threw them all into D tier until I could throw them up. But yeah, Greystone, I'd rather have a Greystone than... I'd rather play a Greystone in offlane than these other ones below them. Yin kind of outscales him. No, yeah, you're good, Tekken. Like, people... No one knows until they know, you know? Like, chill out, people. Chill out. But yeah, Greystone's okay. I think a lot of these other characters benefit more. I could switch him with Sev, but Sev is better in this matchup, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. Greystone's okay. I like playing him when it's time to run at people and sprint at them. But if I'm up against a character that knows what they're doing with that character and it's one of these, then it's like, well, can't really lane very efficiently against them, you know? Kind of just an ult button. But he is fun, especially if you go the ult damage build with Necrosis and Spear of Desolation. Your ult can deal well over 1,000 damage, and it is pretty funny in a pit fight. It's like another smite button. Quan, better than Ramp. I've seen it used to be Ramp countered Quan, but I don't really like Ramp offlane right now. If you go tiny Ramp and Quan whiffs all of his abilities, then yeah, you're gonna fuck up the Quan, but eh. I feel like Quan can outspace Kai pretty well. Same thing. Kai's really easy to gank. Steel, wave clear's an issue for Steel. Countess, I've seen this go both ways, but I'd prefer playing Quan in this matchup. Greystone, this is like an okay matchup for Greystone, but I'd still like Quan over him. Yeah, we'll put Quan here. Only reason I'm putting Quan here is because I hate the fucking ice map with Quan. I love it when my sword is a 50-50 and it goes up on the ice bridge, bro. Like, ugh. If you're playing Quan and it's not ice map, awesome character. If it is ice map, fuck, bro. That's just so annoying. It's not terrible, but it's just annoying, and it's not cool to not know where your most important skill shot's gonna land sometimes in crucial team fights, you know? Laning phase is great, though. Great laning phase character. Grux. I don't really like Grux right now. Grux is eh. Shit. I might even play Greystone over Grux right now. These two are interchangeable. These two are interchangeable. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I like this. I like this. Yeah, here we go. That's good. Yeah, Grux is meh. Grux can definitely beat Countess. Kai also beats Countess. I'd rather play Grux than these characters, is what I'm trying to say. Even though Steel's a funny matchup into Grux, because, you know, you can just AFK the lane. It's just Grux can out wave clear the Steel, so that's the only reason why I'm putting them above Steel. In terms of the 1v1, I'm pretty sure you can almost kill a Grux with Steel if you just build fucking anti-heal and Fire Blossom. Because, you know, you're just stunning him and Grux can't really get off his auto attacks that he needs to. Countess Offlane not that good anymore. I'd just rather play these champs. I feel like their new items are better than Countess's new items. Plus, this is me assuming you know how to cancel Countess's ult. And what do I mean by that? I mean cleansing her ult and then stunning her, which you can do with a couple of characters here. Kai, for instance, you cleanse and then you ult. It cancels Countess's ult. Countess without ult in lane in the 1v1s, and your character does have an ult, whoever gets it off wins that fight. And it's easier, in my opinion, to just cleanse and ult and cancel hers, or just cleanse and stun to get Countess's ult canceled. I didn't explain that the best, but basically all you gotta do is cleanse Countess ult, and you can jump out of it sometimes, but it's easier just to stun her. That way she doesn't get her ult damage off, and then you get your ult damage off, and then you win. But yeah, I don't really like Countess offlane. She's always going to be a pub stomper, but that's only when people don't know how to cancel her ult. Morn. Better than... I'd prefer Morn over these two, honestly. Yeah. Nice global presence with ult. You get gold for assists and stuff with your ult. It's always nice having a Morn on your team. He kind of lacks split push ability, though. Only reason why he's low. Kind of lacks holding his own if it's late game and the enemy offlane is splitting and you're trying to split, but you're a Morn. Great in team fights, though. You guys know what Morn does. Very good champ in team fights. Terra. See, here's the weird thing, though. Grux shits on Terra because Grux stuns her out of all of her abilities. But Terra is very good right now. She's better than Greystone. Yeah. Grux beats the shit out of Terra. Just because... I don't know, some people had like Terra in a top 5 or something. I'm like, dude... If you play Terra one time against a champ that has multiple stuns in their kit, i.e. Crunch, or like any sort of mobility, like a Zarus or a Bale, or even a Feng Mao, you can dash away from her and she's not getting her abilities off. If she tries to axe you, you just Q it. All these other characters have ultimates that like benefit them more than Terra's ult in the 1v1. Terra's still a super good character. But considering everything, she's like okay, and that's all because of her laning phase. Her team fights are awesome. Her laning phase is great against characters that don't have a stun or sort of mobility to get past her. Like Sev, Terra's better than Sev. I'll give her that. Especially with the newer items. Like I said, Sev didn't really get as many good items as the bruisers. But if you're going up against like Rux, Quan's even good into Terra. If you're going up against a Grux and he's just canceling your abilities every time you're trying to channel them, like your dash or your Q, you just can't play the game. You can't lane against a Grux as Terra. It's just not possible. She's better than Countess, though, because you can ult Countess's ult and dash, canceling Countess's ult, right? It's the whole reason why I got Countess low. Because there's characters that can cancel her ult. But characters up here have good ults compared to her. Yeah, I like this. I like this. She's pretty good into Aron, too. But this is like a 50-50, whoever plays better. Wukong. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played a lot of Wukong, but I know he's strong. Just because of... I loved... When this character came out, oh my god, dude. I had a field day. People were focus banning him every time. Oh my god. This character was so good. His base stats got nerfed, rightfully so, because he was OP in offlane. You just can't match him. But since his base stats are so low, it's harder to stat check in lane early game. Because a lot of other characters can just out stat check you. Like Yin beats the shit out of Wukong. Eden. That'd be a cool matchup to see, but I'm pretty sure Eden beats the shit out of the Wukong because she can dodge his stun. Aron probably can't get his ult off on Wukong because, you know, you're going to be flying. So that's a goofy case. Sev stacks on Wukong. Is this an offlane list? This is. Yeah, Wukong's good. Still does what he does. He's not as great as when he released because he's got lower stats, but you get to a point where you can just shove wave and then, you know, do whatever the heck you want because you're Wukong, right? Steal their jungle, split push, take towers, outplay your opponent using your mobility. So like using your leaps and stuff, your passive jump to dodge their abilities. That's where Wukong shines. Like Wukong beats the shit out of Terra sometimes. Since Wukong can dodge all of Terra's abilities. It's just Terra's got good stat checking and she can just insta clear wave and go do whatever. So like this matchup is honestly pretty AFK. It's whoever fucks up more. Wukong stacks off of, or Sev stacks off Wukong. That's the only reason why I'm putting him a little lower. But you can murder a Sev if, you know, you're playing it right. Like, this character is very skill dependent. If you're not good at him, you're gonna not provide any value in the game. A lot of these characters are just easier to play compared to Wukong. If you're really good at Wukong, he's like A tier. Ooh, yeah. Let's make some people mad and put Crunch in S tier. Yeah. All right. Serath. Not the greatest in offlane right now, Chief. A lot of these other champs stat check are pretty hard. Better than those three, though, that's for sure. Ooh. I haven't tried this interaction yet, but I'm pretty sure you can cleanse Countess ult and then Q into her, and then technically her ult won't deal damage. They're interchangeable. They're interchangeable. If you pull off that maneuver, then yeah. I'd rather play Serath into Countess than Countess into Serath. Knowing that information. She's okay in lane. She suffers a bit because all these other characters kind of do laning phase better than her. You get value from dodging characters' abilities, kind of like Wukong with your Q and your E. But if your E's on cooldown and you're caught out, it's GG. Riktor. I like Riktor. I don't play enough Riktor offlane. I will say it. I do not play enough Riktor offlane. Very good character. Yeah. Countess probably beats him, though. We'll keep him here. You guys know what Rick does. I like his sustain in lane. He's got good wave clear. He's got percent HP damage. You can cancel people's abilities with his silence. So you can be pretty annoying to a Terra, honestly. She's channeling her Qs and stuff, but, you know, I'd rather play these other characters than Riktor. Boris. I like Boris. Pretty fun to play. I like Boris. Very matchup dependent. But, you know, if you catch someone lacking and you got your passive built up, like, you're going to shred them. But very dependent on building up his passive and dodging character's abilities with his R&B. Great ultimate, has damage reduction, built-in pen if you go that og with your Q. On paper, really good offlaner. In practice, matchup dependent. That's most reason why these characters are up here is because it's not really matchup dependent with these three. You can do whatever you want. That's why they're S tier. Every other character down here, it's pretty matchup dependent. Only reason why those characters are S tier, because there's no hard counter to these three champs up here. 0. Yeah, Boris is pretty fun. I like him. Aurora. I can cleanser. Yeah. I don't play a ton of Aurora right now. She's very good. Does the same thing she's been able to do. Out pressure level 1. You know, escape with your mobility whenever you try to get ganked. Very good utility in team fights. You can interchange it with Kai or Greystone. Kai can cleanser ult, so that's kind of a bummer for Aurora, but you know. We'll keep her here. Boris probably fares well against her too, but just because she can escape ganks a little bit easier, I'm gonna put her above him. If you're playing offlane as Boris and you get ganked hella when you're an all-in character, it's not gonna be fun. Same thing with Kai. But you know, these two are interchangeable, like I said. I feel like Kai can win against her, and I feel like Aurora can win against Kai. Just whatever. But yeah, I think that wraps up my offlane tier list. I feel like I went into depth pretty well. I like my top 3. I think these champs you can always pick, and there's never going to be a hard counter. Every other character on this list usually has a hard counter. Like Bale, he can beat Yuri, but that's implying you're dodging her dashes with your jump, and you know, those little interactions, right? So he's very good, super strong, but Yin beats the shit out of him because she can reflect his Q. One reason why he's above Yin is because it's a little bit harder to space as Yin compared to Ooga Booga. I'm Bale. I have ults. And Yin doesn't have an ult that does damage. But Yin, you know, generally beats the shit out of Aron because he destroys the fireball. I've yapped enough about each character, so we're going to wrap it up there. But yeah. I'll post this to YouTube so you guys get an idea on my thoughts for offlane currently in this meta. I appreciate you guys being here. Shout out Twitch chat. If you guys want more content like this besides gameplay, feel free to leave a comment down below for this YouTube vid. Because yeah, I do want to grow my YouTube and everything. It's just you know, we're employed, as they say. We have a job, people. So I haven't been playing this game as much as I used to, but I still have my knowledge and experience of the thousands of hours I've played in this game and the many hours I've put into offlane. So, all right, we'll wrap up that YouTube vid there. Sweet. Yeah. All right, it is 9 p.m. So we did good today. We got some dubs. We made a tier list